So which year the advertising and public relations program was launched?
Advertising and public relation course was launched, somewhere in 70s or so. So it's an old program, and when it started, there was a lot of demand in advertising and public relation industry for the skilled professionals.
Right.
And we started with this particular program. And this right now is considered as, the most popular program at IIMC. The reason being, once the students, they do their, study from this particular course or attend this course, there are a lot of job opportunities.
Right.
But at the same time, there's this one thing which, makes this particular course very popular is that we do invite a lot of professionals from the industry to interact with us.
Wow. A lot of industry experts come and talk to the children.
Absolutely. So, for example, when we talk about the interaction with the industry, so there are like 3 levels on which we interact with the industry. The first is like the curriculum development.
Right.
So whenever we are working on our curriculum, for example, now the next batch is going to start, and every year we modify it, we revise it.
Wow, that's most interesting. That's really interesting that every single year you are modifying the curriculum. I don't know how many institutions in this country would do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, UGC's website, and if you look at the model curriculum which was prepared in the field of journalism and mass communication, it's very old, right? So there are a number of universities who might be following, that old curriculum, but, we do have that flexibility. We're an autonomous organization that every year, based on the feedback which we get from the industry expert, we do, revise our curriculum, we modify it, and especially at this time, when the new technologies are coming.
Got it.
Right? So every year something new happens in the industry and we need to integrate that in our curriculum. So, for example, last year everyone was talking about ChatGPT. So, they were talking about Delhi. They were talking about, the tools like Jasper and, Midjourney.
Got it.
So now we need to have it. IIMC being the premier institute, we just can't afford not having, all these things in our curriculum. So we do it, every year. And the best part is that we invite industry professionals to work on our curriculum. So it is in consultation with them, because at the end of it, whosoever comes and study here at IIMC, especially advertising and public relations course, after 1 year, they have to go to the industry.
Right.
So the whole idea is to make them industry ready.
Ready.
So that's the one way we engage, all these people from the industry. Second is that we invite them very often to our course. Third level, and the kind of engagement which we are having with the industry expert is that we also get involved in some of the researches or some of the work which they are doing.
How many seats you have for this program?
See, for advertising and public relations, as I said, that is the most popular course. We do receive a lot of applications for this. But at the end of it, we take only 77 students. So it's very competitive.
Highly competitive.
Yes.
77 seats, and how many applications come every year?
Every year around 2,000, 3,000 applications. There used to be a time, when we were getting around 4,000 applications, 5,000 applications. This totally depends. It changes from year to year. But it's very competitive. Now, the thing is that, these 77 students who are in the class, when I have my first interaction with them, there used to be a time when we knew what kind of students are there in the class.
Right.
For example, if I talk about the old system of, this entrance exam, which, IIMC used to conduct. So we used to have a subjective test for them, and all the questions were related to, advertising and PR industry. And we would that was a time when we used to judge whether the students have an aptitude for this particular subject or not.
Right.
So they used to write that test. And then we used to evaluate each and every paper, and it was a manual way of evaluating things, grading all the questions, and then, doing that particular filtering. After that, there used to be a group discussion, and then there used to be a one-on-one interview. So by the time student was there in the class, we knew that the student has an aptitude for this particular subject. But in the last few years, what had happened because of COVID, so we had to shift to, objective the way of, doing entrance examination. And of course, we are going through CUET route, which is also fine because you get best of the students in the sense that they can write a slot if they crack this particular exam. But somewhere we feel that, that interview and GD, I mean, that is something which should also be part of the entrance exam, which we might introduce maybe like from the next year or next 2 weeks.
Right. And how long is this program?
This program is a 9-month program. So it's a short program. It's not a 2-year program.
Right.
And the thing is that, when we take students here, there are a number of students who come with the journalism background, or they might have done a course in journalism or mass. So, and there are certain students who come with the advertising background also. And there have been cases wherein the students, come with the industry experience also. So there are a lot of
For a year.
other in the industry, and they want to upskill themselves. They also come for this particular thing. So that's the kind of the group which we get.
And if we talk about the the opportunities available for children in each one of them, could you help elaborate on each one of the sectors? How is the industry moving? What kind of jobs they can expect? And obviously, the kind of start salaries that they can expect closing this program. Yeah.
Okay, so my experience as a course director, because we are engaged with the students throughout the year, and then we are engaged with the industry also. When you talk about public relations, we do get a lot of public relations professionals here to teach our students. But at the same time, when the placement season comes, we do get a lot of PR companies, and they pick up our students for PR agencies. So when you're talking about public relations, there are a number of areas wherein they try to get our students. One is in strategy. That is something which they would like to have our students for. Then, of course, like nowadays, because there's a lot happening on social media. So social media monitoring in itself, it has become a very important part of any public relations exercise, or for any account they are working on. So that is something which, they, identify our students. And then, of course, research, because research is a very important component of our course. So whether it's advertising, PR, or corporate communication, research is important, right, for any communication.
Correct.
You need to know, your target audience first. You need to know your, product first. So the research is also like a very important component, and that's also like one of the area they actually look at. In addition to that, in PR agencies, because our students are very good at communication, right? So they also take a lot of our students for client servicing, interacting with their clients. So that is something which also happens. So most of the students, they get job in PR agencies, and they actually pay a lot, in the sense that, they might get, the package, which is 8 to 10 lakhs.
Okay. It also brings me to the question of that. What is the fee structure of this program?
So the fee structure of this program is like around 1,20,000.
Okay. Very, very affordable.
It's affordable. And then, as I said, we do have scholarships.
Scholarship also.
We do have scholarships also. So there are certain students who are not able to afford. So we do have scholarship which we
Under EWS?
Under EWS, and then there are a number of fellowship, but we do consider their grades also for that, their attendance also for that. So these are the things which we keep into consideration. It's not just that.
And up to what amount the scholarships are available? 100%?
Not 100%, but yes, like 1/4, 50. That's the kind.
That's a huge area.
That's a huge.
That's a huge cost.